Morning all, it's Darth Steve 333 here again, eventually, wearing a Father Christmas beard, mainly due to laziness. I think a shave is in order because I look about 150. Yeah, long time no posts. I've been to a few car boots so far this year, found a few bits and bobs, nothing particularly spectacular. Been off the tubes for a bit. Been a difficult time really. Those of you that all have watched some of my previous videos know that we'd lost a pet sort of a few months ago, and yeah, in the intervening time since the last video we've lost two further ferrets and my 18.5-year-old cat Merlin. So it's been a bit of a rubbish time really. So I've sort of kept myself to myself, to be honest, a little bit. Done a few car boots recently, picked up a few bits and bobs, nothing to write home about really, but it's nice to get out there again. Anyway, I got up this morning late. My wife said to me, I thought you'd be out by now, because usually on a Sunday if the car boots are on, she'll wake up and I'll be not there and traipsing around the field, but yeah, she woke us up late. Anyway, so I got my skates on, got going to my favourite car boot. Last time I checked they were on, got there, it was a good drive, found it was shut, and that they'd posted the day before to say that because they'd had some rain yesterday morning and night, they were closing it this morning, so not on this week. So that was a bit of a waste of time. So the good luck continued. I stopped at a McDonald's. I thought, well, at least I'll get a breakfast out of this. Stopped for the breakfast. Part of it was so greasy I had to throw it, which was just like a continuing theme. Then what happened was I decided to try another car boot on the way back that I've been to before. That ain't open till 2022. So basically on a whim I thought, right, okay, I'll go to the what I've affectionately called the crap car boot. Completely, you know, I thought, well, I'll be there late, everything will have gone, but I'll just fancy a little traipse around before I go home again. So anyway, rolled up there late, went round, saw a guy that I've bought from before, a couple of game cubes. So I won't bore you with the details, but they're both in this sort of condition, you know, a bit beat up, a bit dinged up. One's got a power supply, the other hasn't, but I think I can tidy them up. If they work, then that's a bonus. It was one of those awkward situations where you sort of say, how much for the game cubes? And he goes, well, how much you want to give me? So we you know, we toed and froed on that for a bit, and he weren't going to commit in case I offered him too much. So and then he'd accepted it. So basically I said, well, you know, there's only one power supply, they both need some work. Offered him 30, he said 40, I said 35, and he goes, no, really 40's good. I thought, yeah, okay, it's been a crap morning, I'll give you 40 quid. So might have overpaid, might have underpaid. I think that's about fair. Anyway, so I thought, oh well, you know, anything after this is a bonus. So I continued round, found one of these sellers with bits of crap all over the floor, you know, basically a tarpaulin with everything just thrown out on it. Found a couple of things. First thing I got straight away, the second one I went back for. First one is just a PlayStation 1 memory card in really shabby shape, so I'll have to tidy that up. The other thing was this, which is, I think, a GameCube game that I've actually got the case for, but not the game. So he wanted 3 quid for this, but it's Burnout Dominator. for the PSP. When I went back, he said 150. I was like, yeah, okay. So again, probably overpaid. I wouldn't have really wanted to pay more than £1 for that generally, but hey ho, there you go. In case you're wondering, I'm in a car park after having got another drink. I was late to bed last night. I was watching a film called The Eiger Section with Clint Eastwood in it. I found that in a charity shop the other day, and I hadn't seen it since it was on telly years ago. Really enjoyed it. Good film. Mountaineering, danger, and so forth. You know, a bit of a spy element to it. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, a couple of GameCubes, PlayStation memory card, and obviously the PSP game that I found a bit, well, went back and got a little bit later, but I'm doing it slightly out of order. The next thing I saw was a beat up and possibly not working Xbox One controller. I think it's Titanfall controller. As you can see, someone's been in it and the stick is wiggling, but she wanted £4 for it. Again, it was one of these tarpaulins with stuff chucked all over the floor. I'm denied us as well, you know, it ain't got a battery cover, the stick's broken. She says 3. I was like, yeah, okay. At the end of the day, I'll take it to bits, see if I can get it working, and go from there. So what was next? This was next. I was quite happy to find this DS game, Lego Star Wars for the DS, in, you know, case and manual, and obviously the game's in there. Said how much? 20p. So not often you get games of any description at the boots I go to for 20p. So that was pretty decent. And then I went around another bit and saw a box set, and I thought, well, this, my wife's got them all anyway. She was more into these, the 2 series in question, more than me, but they, you know, they were entertaining enough. It was seasons 1 to 5 of Angel, so they were a £5. I think they trade in for 16 or 18 quid or something, so you know, that's trade fodder for CEX. So, you know, I just sort of traipsed around a little bit again. Was on the verge of going home, and I thought, of course, I'd also seen a relatively recent competitor, if you like, at the boots. I'd seen him the week before, actually. Him and a mate were double teaming and going through and sort of scooping up a load of gaming stuff, GameCube power supplies, PlayStation 2, some games, controllers, you know, that sort of thing. And you know, it annoys me when you see 2 people just hoovering it all up. And no, obviously, well, I know they're working together because they were talking to each other. You go through that bag, I'll go through this bag. So anyway, you know, I missed out to them in large part last week. I did manage to get myself playing charge cable for the Xbox and a Wii U tablet display. No Wii U, but the tablet display worked okay. Obviously I can't show you that here because I'm in the car, and that was last week, but yeah, I got that in a couple of games, I think. So I didn't do too bad, I suppose, but they scooped up the most of it. It's, like I say, the guy that I've seen is he's sort of appeared in the last, well, I suppose it'd be 2 to 3 years really, as a player, if you like, at that boot and another local one to me. And yeah, when you see him, you think, oh, great, you know, probably lost out on some stuff here. But anyway, I'd seen him, so I thought, my chances of finding anything now are pretty slim to non-existent. But I thought, okay, one last little trawl round. And I had a look through a box of DVDs that I'd already sort of flicked over previous, and yeah, basically nothing new to shout about in there. But there was another couple of, well, there was a box and another bag, or another 2 bags with DVDs in that I couldn't look at earlier because someone was looking through them. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just sort through these, and I was quite surprised. The box had on top of it like a PlayStation 1 case with an inlayless copy of one of the PlayStation 1 dance games. So I thought, oh, it could be worth digging through here, and I sort of dug down a little bit further, found what seems to be my Gran Turismo of sorts, you know, the PS1 game that is everywhere, and that's V-Rally. In reasonable nick, but I thought I don't really need another copy of V-Rally. It wasn't good enough case for a case transplant, neither was the dance game, but I kept digging. And I found a few good bits, and a guy wanders over from like the, you know, the stall, and he says, oh, they're 50p each. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. So anyway, I carried on routing, and he'd come back about 30 seconds, a minute later, and he says, they're 3 for £1 actually. I was like, oh, even better. So anyway, as it was, I picked up 12 things, mainly a couple of things to make it up to, you know, a round number, if you like. So of the gaming things, well, let's show you the normal stuff first. These are gaming related. I got Blu-ray of Prince of Persia, which I really like that film. I think that's probably one of my favourite video game to movie films. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, and onto the games themselves. Sims 3, which I think trades in for £3 or so now, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, both for the PC. Obviously got the discs. Discs are in really good condition. I won't open them up because the car park's starting to fill up and people start looking at me weird. So yeah, those were the appetizer, if you like. So onto the actual games themselves. I only found one good PlayStation game, or, you know, decent PlayStation game in there, and that's Heart of Darkness. Both discs are in there, no manual unfortunately. Actually, before I continue, these finds, I think, I don't know if you believe in karma, but I'm a bit more of a believer this morning, because on another stall there was a guy who just got a big sort of you know, 2 foot tall cardboard box with books in, and it just says free. So I found one that I thought would be a good read, and I picked it up, and it's this about prisoners of war from the Second World War, The Last Escape. I thought I'd be a bit mean to just grab it and bugger off, so I gave him 20p for it, and he says, are you sure? I was like, yeah, you know, it seems fair. You know, says it'd be a good read. So yeah, he was quite pleased with that. So I think karma worked pretty fast, because literally the next stall I landed on was the one where I found the games and films that I started showing you. So back onto them. Next, I've got Final Fantasy 12 Platinum Edition. Discs are in, sorry, the disc is in good condition. It's got the manual. Final Fantasy X-2. Again, disc and manual, very nice. And then onto the best bits, if you like. Stuff that you don't, I mean, even back here, you know, a few years ago, you rarely saw these sort of things at the car boot. So yeah, what caused me to dig right down through the box properly, a GameCube game, Serious Sam: The Second Encounter. Now this is the only one with a manual. All the discs are in sort of almost perfect to very good condition, if you like. So yeah, Serious Sam. So I carried on digging. The next game I found, Tales of Symphonia, both discs, no manual. And then I got The Sims, again, disc, no manual. And then probably the best two. I mean, Tales of Symphonia is a decent game, but it's Resident Evil 2. Just to show you, it's got the inlay and the disc. The disc is in good nick, but no actual game manual. And probably the best thing to find. Now, you usually find these the other way around, but when I saw this, I thought, wow, that is a result, and that is GameCube player disc. The case is a bit beat up, which I might swap out for another one, but as you can see, there we go. So while I was creating my little bundle, the guy come over again, and I says, I've got 12 together. He says, oh, I'll just give us £3. So effectively, you know, those cost me what, 30p each? No, that'd be 10, wouldn't it? So less than 30p each for them. So yeah, I was over the moon with that. And what made it a little sweeter was that a few minutes afterwards, I swung by the guy that I got the GameCube consoles from, and he sort of says, oh, you know, he says, them GameCubes, people have been asking after them. I thought, oh, I know which people that would be. That would be my bearded nemesis. So yeah, I thought, okay, well, yeah, I got them from under your nose and the GameCube games. So probably the thing to take from all this is, if you see boxes and you've got the time, have a little root through them, because you never know what you'll find. Like I say, the last time I remember picking up GameCube games at a car boot, I don't care to remember. It's a very long time ago. So yeah, that was a heck of a result. The only way that could have been better really is if there'd have been more of them, and trust me, I did look through, or you know, if they got manuals with the majority of them. I did search through the rest of his stall just to see if there was any more GameCube related paraphernalia, maybe a Game Boy player somewhere. Sadly not, but you know, it pays to have a look, doesn't it? So yeah, that was pretty much it, apart from one last stall that I swung by, and I tend to pick these up just because you can have a flick through them and get a bit of value out of them. And it's Guinness excuse me, don't worry, not COVID, smoker's cough. Guinness Book of Records Gamers Edition. I noticed they've stopped putting years on them. So yeah, that'll be a good read. That was £1. So yeah, what started off as an absolute mess of a morning, it looked like I was going to be back home watching other people's pickups from car boots on YouTube. Yeah, it's turned out pretty nicely. So yeah, all good. So yeah, I think that pretty much rounds it up. I will go home, get my wife, well, I'll tell my wife and I'll show her what I've picked up, and she'll presumably roll her eyes at me, and explain that we've got no more room for things, which yeah, technically she's quite correct. But I am in the process of sort of whittling down things a little bit. You know, I've got a lot of doubles and you know, extras or spare consoles that I need to bundle up and move on. I like to have, of my main consoles, I like to have a working one and a spare, at least one spare in the minimum, at least one spare in other cases. So yeah, I'm going to sort of work my way through that and move a few bits and bobs on, because it's not really a laughing matter. Even though I just laughed. I've got no space for much more. So in order to create some space, I need to make some space, and that makes no sense. I've just said the same thing twice. So yeah, you know, I'm going to have to really sort of cut down on the car boots and the charity shops and stuff at this rate, unless I actually make some room. So anyway, I thought I'd just do this as an impromptu thing. I would love to actually get a camera on me person for when I go around the car boots. I mean, I must have 3 little travel camera type things, not a GoPro or anything, but you know, equivalents, or cheaper equivalents, I suppose you could say. The problem is that the batteries on them are shit, and essentially, you know, you can be walking around and you know, you might find stuff in. Oh, again, bit of a jump cut there. Phone got too hot apparently. It is in direct sunlight, but I've never known that happen before. Anyway, what was I waffling on about? I was on about wanting to sort of pick up live footage from actually at the car boot, but I was moaning about having sort of cheap GoPro knockoff type of things, but the battery life's poor, so you could actually find something, but by the time you've actually found it, your battery's dead. So yeah, I might persevere with trying that. One day I might actually plump to actually get a GoPro proper, so to speak. I don't know if I upload videos often enough to actually justify the expense, to be honest. It is a gadget, and I do like my gadgets, so there is that. But I'm of an age where GoPros are more suited to the more action-orientated people, of which I am not one really anymore. But you know, never say never. Anyway, hopefully we'll be posting a little bit more regularly as the sort of weeks progress, all being well with COVID and all that malarkey. Hopefully we'll be getting more involved in sort of commenting on others' YouTube videos. I've been watching them, but not really sort of interacting with anyone as such. Just like I say, it's been a weird time the last few months. Wife's actually just started a new job a couple of weeks ago, so that's good. That's been a pressure over the last sort of 2 to 3 years, you know, being the only one taking a wage. And obviously my situation with my job, or job moving to another job, back to the old job, has been well documented in previous videos. So yeah, I won't bore you with that again. But yeah, hopefully a little bit of stability now. Hopefully our pets will continue to thrive and we won't get any more illnesses, because losing 4 pets in, you know, 6 or 7 months or so is heartbreaking, to be honest. You get attached to them. Like I say, we lost 3 ferrets and 1 cat. You get very, very attached to them, especially if you don't have kids of your own. So you know, in some respects they're our kids, and it breaks you when they go. So yeah, I might sound a little soft for saying that, but you know, that's me. Anyway, right, I am going to crack on. I've just been to the shop to get some cat litter, which also doubles up as ferret litter. So yeah, back off home to get eyes rolled at me by the wife. And yeah, hope you're all keeping well anyway. Thanks for watching, those of you who still do. And yeah, hopefully speak to you again soon. Darth Steve 333, and I might drop the 333 soon, because it's a bit of a mouthful, to be honest, isn't it? Yeah, signing off. Cheerio.